Hello, my leaders. Welcome to the week before VBS. Please be praying for us at VBS. And if you're serving at VBS, awesome. Thank you guys so much. We are praying for the leaders. We are praying for the kids to just have an amazing experience. And I think it's going to be amazing. So please be in prayer for that. And this week we are going through friendship and what it means to be a true faithful friend. And so as we go through the word faithful, we did the story of David and Jonathan, okay? And so this week you'll just kind of start with what are good friends like, right? And so you can start with the opening activity, which is really just a couple of different questions to get to know your kids a little bit better. I know that you have some new kids, you might have a new group, anything like that. And so work on those things to really get to know your kids, and you can answer them yourself so they can get to know you too. So. And this next one, you'll have some sort of bottle, and what you're gonna do with this bottle is kind of spin the bottle, but no kissing involved. It's instead, when you spin the bottle, it's just asking asking the kids one word that makes them a good friend. And so as they spin the bottle and it lands on the next person, then you're just going to ask them, okay, what makes you a good friend? And then they have to answer something new that they haven't answered before, or that someone else hasn't answered yet, okay? So it can be things like nice, happy, fun, loyal, anything like that. So kind of just getting them in the mindset of what friendship really should look like, right? And you can always point back to Jesus and be like, how is Jesus our friend? Or how is he friend to other people? And so as you do that, then that should kind of open their minds to what a good friend should look like. Then this next one, right after the Bible story, you will have if weather is nice, and if it's not scolding hot, and if there are not enough groups going outside, then you guys can go outside with this group. And so maybe the younger kids staying inside, maybe the older kids going outside kind of thing. But this will be like a pass the cup game. And what you'll do is you'll have a little bit of water inside of a cup. And with that cup, they're going to pass the cup around, and they have to do it really quickly. And so when they do it really quickly, basically, any kid who spills or splashes the water, they're out. But when the music stops, or if you have music on your phone, whatever, whenever you say stop, then that kid has to answer a question, okay? And then you have a whole list of questions that go through the Bible story and the different things from the Bible story. And so, and again, if they spill it because they're passing it really, really fast, then they're out. And so see if you can get them to pass it as fast as possible without spilling it. And if a kid does go into like a rage thing and splashes the water everywhere or whatever, just be like, all right, Johnny, like, you don't get to play the next round. Like, and just kind of set that expectation of, we're not going to tolerate that kind of thing. And so I know that some kids like to do that. They just go in a rage and they do their own thing when they get out or whatever. And I don't want to tolerate it anymore. Just say, okay, you can sit out for the next round. Like, that's fine. And so like, those are the consequences. But and then the big point for this one is, just like passing the cup of water wasn't easy without spilling it, right? Being a good and faithful friend is not always easy, and it might require you to make some harder sacrifices or make it harder. It's not easy always being a friend. And so I'm just kind of getting that point across. Now this next one, you'll have some blindfolds and whatnot. And what you're going to do with these blindfolds is basically you'll have one kid that's actually blindfolded. You'll have another kid that has their hands tied together with one of the blindfolds, and then you're going to have another kid who is guiding the first kid, okay? So the first kid that can't see, you'll have someone that kind of guides them around, and then that third kid, they just have to try it with their hands tied, okay? But with this, kid 1 and 3 will stand about 5 feet apart and toss the ball back and forth. And again, that one kid is helping that first kid that's blindfolded. So the blindfolded kid and the hand-tied kid are standing a certain distance apart, about 5 feet or whatever, tossing a ball back and forth. And then that other kid is able to help the one that's blindfolded try to catch it or guide them to catch it, okay? Or you can also do bouncing, okay? So bouncing across the floor will work too. So if you want to do bouncing or catching, bouncing might be a little easier because you can kind of see where it's going to go as the kid helping the blindfolded kid, and then they're able to kind of grab it. So, and they're able to like grab the hands of the blindfolded kid and kind of help them and stuff. But it's about being a good friend, okay? And how you can count on the friends around you and whatnot. Then this next one, you're opening the Bibles. And so open the Bibles. You can go through the Bible story at any point. You might have time to do that this week too. So open the Bible story and go through the whole Bible story if you want to, and if you have time for it. And then Philippians 1:6 is the memory verse. So open the Bibles for that and definitely read that verse together. And then you can even ask, like, what promises about God was Paul sharing when he wrote this letter? And then just talk about truth and how like truthful this thing really is. And so, and then you can do this too, like, where you'll tell the kids that you're going to make eye contact with someone in the circle, and then you're going to cite like the first part of the phrase from the verse, right? And then when you look at that kid, have them echo the phrase back and not blink until you look at someone else, okay? And so you'll have to kind of like do a staring contest and see if they can not blink or whatever. Each time you start that verse over, change your facial expression to something different. And so like, and then it has a couple examples on there, just to kind of get them a little off kilter to where they're not quite understanding what's going on. It's gonna be really funny. And then of course pray. And so circle around and talk about how you guys can pray for each other, how they can pray for you, anything like that. And then talk about how even pray for good friends to show up in their lives, right? Good faithful friends that follow God too, so that they can encourage each other. That would be a really good prayer request also. Thank you guys for all that you guys do. Y'all are amazing. See you guys soon. And a reminder that next week, we actually don't have any elementary kids, so you guys take a break next week right after VBS and get ready and rest it up. Thanks. See you later.